Hello and welcome to our support video about heater faults. In this video, we will cover what heater faults are, what they are for, what triggers them, and how to troubleshoot them. If temperature fault was detected, it will be raised in the software. You will be notified. For example, during the print, machine will pause and LEDs inside the chamber will be lit up red. Red, it means it needs your attention. So you can go ahead, come to the machine, see that it was paused, open up web interface, and you will be able to reset the heater fault. You want to click onto the heater, click reset heater fault. You'll be able to confirm and reset, and then resume your print. However, before doing so, you want to troubleshoot and analyze what heater fault was caused by. You want to inspect the temperature graph, and you want to read the error message. Those are the hints and information that you need to analyze that you can safely continue the print. For example, if the temperature fault was caused by fan or anything else that's not related to hardware, you can analyze, confirm, and continue the print. However, if there were temperature spikes, it is recommended to pause, do maintenance to the machine, and then continue printing. Heater faults are software-detected temperature fluctuations when the temperature reading is off, either up or down, where it's unpredictable from the trajectory where machine thinks it will be. Then machine detects this deviation and raises a heater fault. Machine will constantly monitor the temperature. You can imagine it as a line. And if this line goes down or up, it will detect it. When you're printing and you are heating your HUD to a maximum temperature, for example, 400 degrees, and all of a sudden you start to cool it down with part cooling fan, it will drop the temperature. Machine will detect it, it will record it, and raise a heater fault. Other case is when you are starting your print, you're preparing your build plate, but your machine's already hot. You can open the door and you will let the air inside, which will cool the build plate and reduce the temperature. You will cause the drop in the temperature. This will be detected by a machine and it will raise a heater fault. Another common reason is when you have your machine hot and you want to put your freshly prepped build plate in and your build plate's cold, heat soaks the heat from the build plate, so it will drop the temperature and it will also raise the heater fault. Those are normal things to look for, understand, and predict. For example, to prepare your build plate in advance and start heating it up all together to make sure it heat soaks and all the temperatures are mixed and even. When printing high temp materials, use limited amount of fan only when needed, or use our high temp socks to prevent airflow from disturbing the temperature. All of those are normal errors. You can expect them and predict them. However, there are anomalies. During the print, you can imagine a temperature to be plotted as a graph, as a straight line. You have it in the dashboard and you can watch it to analyze this information. So normally the temperature during the print will be a straight line with minor fluctuations up and down based on the travel moves, extrusion rate, cooling, and so on. However, if any anomaly is detected, the temperature fault will be raised. To troubleshoot, analyze, and understand heater faults, you need to understand how thermistors are worked. Temperature sensors inside the 3D printers are temperature sensitive resistors. So with raise of temperature, resistance on the temperature sensors is increasing. When temperature is decreasing, it is decreasing as well. The machine can read these changes in resistance and translate it into temperature in Celsius. Two most common problems that are causing heater faults are observed as a spike up in the graph or a spike down. The spike up will mean that temperature sensor is getting disconnected from the distribution block, from the wiring. So the way to troubleshoot it is to look at your distribution block on top of the tool head. You want to take 2mm screwdriver, push onto the orange tab and gently pull the wire out. You want to inspect the wire itself. You want to inspect the temperature sensor. You want to make sure the wire is intact and not frayed, and then reseat it back. You have wires on left-hand side and on the opposite right-hand side. You want to do it to both wire. For on the left-hand side, you have wire for the temperature sensor itself. On the right-hand side, you have the wire for the wiring harness that goes inside the chain. So you want to remove both wires, inspect them, and reseat them back in. Be careful not to pull the wire, do not force it out. Press on the orange tab, orange pin, and gently pull it out. Another less common type of heater fault are spikes down. So this is actually opposite to a spike up. This is happening when something is shorting. Most likely your temperature sensor wires are frayed, means that they will be shorting together somewhere inside the tool head and causing temperature spike down. So when something is shorting, resistance is getting very low. So it means it reads a 0 Kelvin degrees. So it will read 0 Kelvin when the resistance is very low. It will read 2000 degrees when it's very high. So when it's showing spikes down, it can indicate that something's most likely wrong with your temperature sensor. You want to remove the wires and you want to inspect the temperature sensor. Temperature sensors are inexpensive consumables. If you need to replace one, go ahead and do that. When analyzing a temperature graph during printing, you want to see a straight line. The line can have slight anomalies. For example, they will be dependent on the flow rate, how much material is extruded. It can be also dependent on the travel moves. When the tool head's printing between objects, there is nothing extruding and the temperature can climb up a little bit. Those changes can be minimal. However, if you see wave-like temperature graph, it means that your hot end needs calibration. You can do this by going to web interface, go to dashboard, macros, and go to calibration. You will see PID calibration. Machine will perform automatic PID calibration. You will detect how much time it takes to heat up, to cool down, and it will read that information and use it to predict heat and cooling characteristics of your heaters. This process is automated. However, do not leave your machine unattended because all the safety precautions will be turned off. So you want to stay with the machine while it's doing this calibration. Now you know what heater faults are, what they are for, how to read and analyze your temperature graph, how to maintain and troubleshoot your 22 IDEX.